Our story today is titled The Mother Who Was Her Own Twin. A DNA test told the court she wasn't the biological mother of her own children. The first time the court told Lydia Mensah she wasn't the biological mother of her own children, she thought it was a mistake. The second time, she felt the room tilt. According to the DNA results, the woman who had carried her babies for 9 months shared no genetic match with them. Lydia had applied for government assistance after her husband passed unexpectedly. Routine paperwork turned into routine testing. Routine testing turned into suspicion. The caseworker's voice was clinical. The DNA analysis does not show maternity. Lydia laughed at first, nervously. I gave birth to them. But laughter faded quickly when a second lab confirmed the same result. No maternal genetic link. Her children, Ama and Kojo, were biologically related to their father, but not to her. At least, not according to the blood sample. Friends whispered, distant relatives speculated. Was there a hospital mix-up? Was there an affair? Had embryos been switched? Lydia began doubting her own reality. She remembered labor pains, the contractions, the emergency C-section scar across her abdomen. She thought to herself, how do I prove motherhood when DNA, the very blueprint of life, says I am a stranger? A lawyer suggested something unusual. Test another tissue sample, not blood, something else. Hair follicles, skin cells, a cervical smear. When those samples were analyzed, the results stunned everyone. This time, Lydia matched her children, partially. 2 different DNA profiles were found inside her body. 2 genetic identities, 1 person. When the final genetic specialist testified, the courtroom was silent. She is the biological mother, he stated calmly. Her blood does not represent her entire genome. The judge looked stunned. The prosecution hesitated. DNA had always been seen as absolute proof. The judge asked the genetic specialist to further explain this. This condition is called tetragrammatic chimerism. It is not caused by a mutation in a single gene. There is no dominant or recessive inheritance pattern. It is not typically inherited at all. It is not a traditional Mendelian genetic disorder. No gene is faulty. No chromosome is missing. It is simply a biological merging. Lydia is a tetragrammatic chimera. Before she was born, in the earliest days of embryonic development, something extraordinary happened. 2 separate embryos, likely fraternal twins formed from 2 fertilized eggs, fused together in the womb. Instead of developing into twins, they merged into one individual, one body, but genetically, 2 distinct cell lines. Some of Lydia's tissues carried DNA from her twin. Other tissues carried DNA from Lydia. Her blood cells came from one genetic line. Her ovarian tissue, the cells that produced her eggs, came from the other. So when the maternity test used her blood sample, it compared her children's DNA to the wrong genetic profile. And biologically, her children were related to the DNA line that didn't dominate her bloodstream. In simple terms, Lydia had absorbed her twin before birth. The case was dismissed, her maternity restored, but something inside her had shifted. After the trial, Lydia stood in front of a mirror longer than usual. She studied her face. Whose eyes were those? Whose cells carried which history? Did that sibling live only through her tissues? She began reading scientific papers late at night. She learned that chimerism can go undetected for a lifetime. Some people only discover it through organ transplants, blood typing anomalies, or unexpected DNA results. One evening, her daughter asked, "Mommy, why did they say you weren't my real mom?" Lydia knelt down and held her close. "Because sometimes," she whispered, "science hasn't met every kind of miracle yet." She realized something profound. Her children didn't care about alleles, cell lines, or embryonic fusion. They cared about bedtime stories, packed lunches, warm hugs. Motherhood is biology, but it is also presence. We believe we are one set of DNA, one code, one blueprint, but Lydia's story challenges that certainty. Inside her lived two genetic maps, two beginnings, one life, and the twin she never met was never truly gone. DNA is powerful. It traces ancestry, confirms relationships, solves crimes. But even DNA has rare exceptions. Sometimes the human body carries mysteries older than memory. Lydia's story reminds us that biology is not always simple, and identity is not always singular. We are shaped by cells, but we are defined by love. And sometimes we are more than one story.